Hello, everybody. It is art journal day, and I have an idea of some supplies I want to use, and we're going to see how this turns out. So, I have this paper that is from an Echo Park collection called Reflections by Lori Whitlock, and it's super pretty. I'm going to use this floral side, I think. I have some of these, let's see, what are they called? Distress Paints by Tim Holtz, and this one's in tarnished brass. And this one is super messy and it's in walnut stain. So I'm going to see how these maybe go on here to kind of grunge this up a little bit. I have this background stamp from Fun Stamper's Journey. It's their artist trading stamp size. And this is called postage stamps. And it's got a really vintage look to it. I'm going to try to use that. Then I've got a couple colors of ink. In case I want to bring out some color, I've got this Blue Lagoon. Otherwise, I've got the Black Licorice. I also pulled this green paint, but I think it's going to be too bright for what I'm going for. So, first of all, I had an idea of just tearing this and kind of laying some of this down. So that's my plan. Just tear some of this up and see how that would look. Like that. And maybe some towards the bottom. This. Oh, that'd be cool. Okay. I have to tear off some of this. It's too long. Maybe like that. It's a very odd tear, but we're going to go with that. Okay, so I'm just going to use some regular glue to put this down. Something that I can kind of control here. Is that coming out? Yeah. Sometimes it's because this is such a thin stream, it can sometimes be really hard to see if I'm even getting the glue down with this little applicator. And I've talked about this before. This was from Amazon. They come in a 2-pack and you switch your liquid glue over to them. I'm using Journey Glaze, of course, because it's a really good liquid glue. But you just put your liquid glue in here and then you have a lot more control with this tip and it does not clog. And it has a little cap that goes on here and normally would attach to here, but I broke it. I've had it all of what, a month or so, and yeah, already broke it. But I still have the cap. The cap will still fit on there. It just doesn't attach to that little thing anymore. So I should probably take that little thing off. It's not doing me any good. Okay. All right. These are down. I think I need a little more glue there. Sure that little piece stays down. Okay, put my cap back on before I totally blow the effect of this thing not clogging by not capping it. Okay, so let's start with this tarnished brass in the corner. And this paper kind of has a distressed look to it already, but let's see what we can kind of accomplish down here. And I'm going to use a baby wipe to spread it around. And I'm noticing on camera that kind of looks like poo, but it really does kind of have a brass look to it in person. I promise it doesn't look like baby poo on the page. Okay, that's interesting. How about if we take some of this other color, this walnut stain, come in from the other side. And these have little dauber tips on them in case you've never had any of this distress paint in this form from Tim Holtz. And this is a little bit darker, so let's see if we can kind of thin it out so we can, because I want to see those flowers behind. I don't want to, cover them up totally. I probably should put some wax paper between this paper and the paper behind it, but that's okay. If there's some mess on that paper, I guess it'll be at the beginning of a page, right? It'll be a start for me to move on to something else on that page. It'll already be picking my color scheme for me. Okay, that is kind of cool. I'm always surprised when something looks kind of cool because I don't know what I'm doing. I just kind of go for it. And I'm taking that creative planning course I think I told you about. And the lady running it, Michelle Baxter, she's Quirky Hearts. Quirky Heart or Quirky Hearts on Instagram if you want to follow her. She talks about self-doubt and not saying things like, oh, I don't really like that, or what was I thinking, or I'm not an artist. She said, you know, we need to not have those self-doubt words when we're creating things. And so that's really hard. Oh, I like that color. Okay, here's a non-self-doubt. I do like that I chose this color, and this is Blue Lagoon. It's a Fun Stampers Journey Fusion ink, so it's a combo of pigment and dye ink. So it's like a pigment, but it dries faster. And you can use watercolor tools with it. You can use your Tombows or whatever watercolor pencils or watercolor paints you want to with it. And it will turn out just fine. Okay, let's just kind of, something over here, huh? I do love this postage stamp. Postage stamp. Just kind of get some more like that. Okay, now I have these little word strips, small talk, Tim Holtz calls them. And I thought that I would kind of put a few down here that kind of seem to go. I'm happiest when I'm with you. Live your dream with passion. Life was meant for a great adventure. How about this one? Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. I think that's a great art journal quote. Stick that right there. And keep room in your heart for the unimaginable. We are fearless, independent, and original. That I love. Put that one down here. And everything has beauty. Finding a lot that apply to my having more confidence with my art journaling. Everything has beauty. Let's see, what else have we got that? Believe in yourself. Okay, stick that one up there. Now, do you think I need to put just a little bit? Yeah, I think I'm just going to take a little bit that's left on this baby wipe and kind of go over these so they're just not that stark white, because it kind of doesn't really look great with this page. And all of a sudden I've tipped this one and I didn't tip anything else. Oh well. I'm going to believe in myself and leave it the way it is. Okay, so that's what I have going on for my art journal today. Just a really quick page. Really quick, but it was kind of fun to put together, and I really do like the way it came out. I might have to glue that. Oops. Let me glue a little bit more before we go. I want that to stick down. There we go. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I hope you make some art somehow. Michelle says to take 15 minutes a day and create something. 15 minutes is not too much out of our day to do something creative, and I hope you give that a try. Thanks for watching. Happy crafting.